Hey everybody, it's Rykard here again, back with another black and white Pokemon upgrade. Today, we're going to be discussing some interesting set that Skarmory can run this generation due to its new Dreamworld ability. So let's get started. So for those of you that don't know already, Skarmory was probably one of the primary physical walls used in the previous generation due to its really great typing and really high physical defense. Now, Steel Flying is probably, as I said before, one of the best typings because of the fact that you're not only immune to poison and ground, but you also resist a bunch of crap and a lot of things 4 times as well, like grass and bug, which is really cool. But as to the abilities, it previously had Keen Eye and Sturdy, which is actually pretty good. Now, Sturdy, as you know, got a really good boost this generation due to the fact that it always acts as like a focus sash. So that's something that really cool that Skarmory can make use of, and on a more defensive set could potentially allow you to switch Skarmory in on full health and get off like a whirlwind on something that's boosted incredibly or to like a really high level, so that you always survive one hit from it, and then you whirlwind it out to get rid of the threat that's boosted up a lot. So that's one thing that Skarmory can actually do pretty well with this ability. However, its new ability in the Dream World, known as breakable armor, allows for some interesting strategies to be used, and you will see what I mean by that when I show you the set. But if you look at its stats, you can see that it has not the best attacking stats in the world with 80 physical attack, 40 special attack, and 70 speed. However, breakable armor's effect, which is that of every time you're hit by, I think, a physical move, your defense goes down by 1 stage, but your speed goes up by 1 stage. So this can easily remedy your low speed, but at the same time, you're getting a defense drop, but regardless of that, you still have a base 140 defense, so it really doesn't matter because it's so freaking high to begin with. But there's actually a move that Skarmory gets thanks to being in the same breeding pool as Xatu that can actually get rid of this problem as well, which is really great, and also it has access to Swords Dance. So you can see how Skarmory can actually be a pretty powerful potential attacking threat with this new ability. So let's take a look at the set I have to show you how this works. So first off with this set, we're going to be giving Skarmory an Adamant Nature to increase its physical attack but lower its special attack. And then we're going to be using the ability Breakable Armor as its Dreamworld ability upgrade that it can run to allow it to increase its speed. For the EVs, we're going to put 4 into HP for 1 more point into that, 252 into physical attack to give you your highest physical attack possible, and then 252 EVs into your speed to give you your highest speed you can get with an Adamant Nature. As for the item, we are going to be making use of leftovers, mainly due to the fact that Skarmory is still pretty bulky, even with no EVs into those, even into HP or any of the defenses, but also because of the fact that we can't have Roost on this set, unfortunately, because it doesn't learn that move naturally. So Breakable Armor is your Dreamworld ability, so it has to be a 5th gen ability with only 5th gen moves, so the 4th gen TM for Roost can't be used with Skarmory, which kind of sucks, but whatever. But as for the moves, the first one we're going to be running for your main flying stab is going to be Drill Peck. And I know that Brave Bird is better and more powerful, obviously, but you can't run Brave Bird with one of the other moves that we're using on this set, which is kind of the point of it, so yeah, you have to go with Drill Peck instead, unfortunately. But as for the next move, we're going to be going with Rock Slide, which actually gives you some pretty good dual type coverage with Drill Peck. So actually, you can do some pretty decent damage with both of these moves and not really have to worry about anything other than really steel types or things that are like ground rock or something like that. But that's pretty much that. Also, though, as your third move slot, we can use Night Slash to give you even more type coverage, which is really strange that Skarmory learns this, but I guess it kind of makes sense too. But also with that, which is the preferred move in my opinion, you should go with Swords Dance to allow you to increase your physical attack. Since even though you're maxing out physical attack with Adamant and 252 attack EVs, you still don't actually have the best physical attack in the world. So having a Swords Dance up is very beneficial and can allow you to really do some damage with that. But the last move, which is known as Guard Swap, is kind of the reason why I thought this set was so interesting when I came up with it. Because Skarmory gets Guard Swap from breeding with Xatu. So, if you don't know, Guard Swap is a move that passes your defense and special defense boosts and or drops onto your opponent and like swaps them back and forth. So if your opponent has like a bunch of defense boosts and you use Guard Swap, you get those instead of them having them, which is a really cool move, but it's generally underrated. However, since we do have breakable armor as our ability, every time I think we're hit by a physical attack, our defense will go down. So we don't want that defense drop. So we can pass that drop over to your opponent, allowing them to now have a -1 defense or however many defense you have when you're using this, which is really great because that'll allow your attacks to do more damage since this is a physical Skarmory set, and it'll also rid you of any defense drops, which, since we don't have a reliable recovery move with Roost, is actually really awesome. So this can actually be a pretty somewhat gimmicky set, I guess, with this move, but it's still really cool because it allows Skarmory to like effectively attack opponents while also not really getting any of the negative effects of breakable armor since you can just get rid of them. So that's one really cool thing about this ability. However, I'm sure a lot of you would just run Brave Bird over Drill Peck and not use Guard Swap and instead put Night Slash and Swords Dance on this set, which is fine as well. But I think the cool part about it is the fact that you can really get rid of those defense drops. But that is pretty much it for this Skarmory set. It's obviously really cool and can definitely allow Skarmory to break out of its normal defensive place in Pokemon's or on your Pokemon team and take more of an attacking role, which is really great. But that is it for this video, guys. So take care and goodbye.